Here we are on the Dolphins' third down of the game. It's 3rd and 9. The previous play was a pass from Tua to Parker for 8 yards. Here we are now looking at the passing tree. We have twins left, split back. I don't know what name the Dolphins give this, but you can see at the bottom we have Bowden, who's going to run the deep crosser about 20 yards. Gazeki, who's going to run the drag or the crossing route about 4 to 5. Laird is going to go into the flat on the snap of the ball. Gaskin's pass protecting, and Parker is going to run a comeback about 10 to 12 yards. Here we're just looking about how the Bills are playing this twins look. Both the outside receivers, Parker and Bowden, are being press covered. Gazeki is off the line of scrimmage, but the linebacker is waiting just to bump and run him, which all of these coverages suggest that they're trying to delay or destroy the timings on the patterns. Again, the real question here for Tua is the number 2 linebacker going to cover the flat that Laird goes into, and also what will the safety do? It's cover 1. He knows that we've got the comeback on the outside to Parker, but what is the safety going to do post-snap, sorry. Here we are looking at the defensive stunts that the Bills will run on this 3rd down. On the left-hand side of offense, we've got a fairly simple twist with the defensive tackle sliding across Flowers and into Jackson, and the defensive end looping over the top into the gap between the centre and the guard Carreras. On the right-hand side, we've got a much more complicated twist. The linebacker, who you can see stance is slightly different, walks down to the line of scrimmage into the B gap between the tackle and the guard, so in between Davies and Hunt. Both the defensive tackle and the linebacker slant to the outside, which opens up the gap for the defensive end to loop all the way across into the other A gap. This is something they must have seen on film, because time and time again on 3rd downs, teams run stunts against us. And when we look at the culture film, we'll see how we deal with it. So here we are, just looking at the 3rd down routes. First of all, we're going to focus on Parker at the top of the screen. He's going to get outside leverage. He's going to look like he run a fade. The corner is going to be step for step with him. As you'll see, puts his foot in the ground. Here comes the comeback, brings him back underneath the 1st down. Now, I think that's a good throw by Tua. I don't know if it's the route design or Parker who's run the route that's poor there. At the bottom, I want to look at Bowden. Bowden is just running a deep crosser. He's absolutely, this is a one-man route combination, really. He's running a deep crosser. He's not looking for the football at all. He breaks, but because the DB's in tight coverage, we're never going to be able to go there. Gazeki and Laird are both covered. Really, this is a one-man route, and I don't think the passing tree works here at all. So here we are looking at the coach's film. As we've already seen on this video, that we're about to see 2 defensive stunts. On the offensive left, stunt A, which we'll look at now, and in a moment, stunt B, involving the linebacker. Stunt A is pretty straightforward. We're going to get the defensive tackle slanting across Flowers into Jackson in the hope that it will occupy both defenders and the defensive end will be able to loop into the A gap. Here we go. Flowers does a pretty good job of recognising it. Jackson sees it coming, gets in a position to take over the block between them. It's not pretty, but they get the job done. Sorry to jump back 10 seconds, but it's all NFL films will allow. So here we're going to see the linebacker walk down into the B gap, threatening the B gap. What they want to do is put the right tackle Hunt into doubt, and Davis beside him. So we see him walk down. On the snap of the ball, the defender and the linebacker are going to slant to their offensive right, and we're going to see the defensive end loop all the way round. As it is, this is pretty good. Davis, I wish I'd keep his shoulders square. Hunt's in pretty good position. My concern here again is Carreras. There's a big gap here, and when the defender comes round, although he squares up, he just about gets the job done, and that could have been called as holding. The last thing I just want to look at in this clip, and you'll just have to excuse me for a second while the film rolls through, is I just want you to look at Tua. Now, I said earlier it's a good throw. As he drops back here, he's holding the safety in the middle of the field, eyes up here. He obviously knows Parker's running the comeback here, but watch his footwork. As he steps, he takes a little hitch step, and I wonder if that delays his throw. But it doesn't take away from what I said earlier about it really just being a one-man route.